right, we've got some Detroit Lions news for you guys. Of course, coming off a massive victory over the Los Angeles Chargers shootout, obviously 41-38 down to the final seconds. Great win for the offense, not necessarily for the defense, but like any good team, the Lions are looking to prepare a potential weakness in the defense, and they just made a massive addition to the roster. We've got a report from NBC Sports. Mize, if you pull it up, I will read from it. All right, after a rough game on Sunday, the Lions defense is bringing in reinforcements. Veteran pass rusher Bruce Irvin has agreed to sign with the Lions practice squad, his agent told Tom Pelissero of NFL Network. The 36-year-old Irvin was a first-round pick of the Seahawks in the 2012 NFL Draft. He has had 3 different stints with the Seahawks and has also played for the Raiders, Falcons, Panthers, and Bears. Last year, he started 10 games for the Seahawks and had 3.5 sacks. The Lions' pass rush struggled mightily against Justin Herbert and the Chargers on Sunday, failing to sack him during a 41-38 Lions victory. They hope that Irvin can get up to speed and be called up from the practice squad to the active roster to provide some pass rushing depth for a playoff run. Okay, first of all, I love this move because anytime you bring in a veteran guy who's played a lot of football, who's won a lot of football on a team like Detroit, let's be honest, hasn't been in a lot of playoff environments in a long time, certainly not a successful playoff environment. Bringing in a veteran who's been in those moments, I think is a great move just for that alone. But if you look at upgrading their pass rush, it's desperately needed, no matter how you look at it, whether it's their total sack total. They only have 21 sacks on the season so far. That's in the bottom third of the NFL. If you go to the advanced analytics, according to PFF, they actually ranked 22nd in the entire NFL in terms of pass rush. In terms of their pass rush grade, the Lions defense does. So it's clear, as great as Aiden Hutchinson is, they need more help at the pass rush game. I think Irvin could definitely provide them that boost, even if it's just incremental, especially for a playoff push. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this move, but Lions fans, obviously, rivalry game against the Chicago Bears. Bears have been looking a little feistier as of late. They look a lot better than they were early in the season. You don't want to look past them. Give us your chance, or here's your chance in the comment section below to give us your prediction. Lions versus Bears, your thoughts on what the final score will be. Make sure you put it in the comment section below. But Miles, what do you think of the addition of Bruce Irvin and the potential impact it could have on this Lions defense and just the entire football team?
Yeah, Nick, I think this could be really big for the Lions, especially when they outline at the end of this that it is for a playoff run. It is not necessarily for the game next week versus the Bears, or this weekend rather, versus the Bears. It is for the future because this is a team that's built a championship caliber team. The defense needs a little bit of extra help. Guy like Bruce Irvin, when he gets up to speed, that's what he wants. It's like the OBJ of the defense. He comes in, provides you a couple of key plays here, gets you some big sacks, gets things moving, can be a veteran leader, veteran force in the locker room. A lot of young guys on the Lions. This is a guy, he's been there, he's been around the block, he's been on deep playoff runs before. This is a guy that knows what's going on. So in all aspects of the things, as far as he can get you a couple extra sacks, brings a little bit of veteran leadership to the locker room as well. I think this is a big addition for the Lions. And it's just, sometimes you see teams react after a loss. It's nice to see the Lions react after a win because they want to keep things going. They recognize, hey, we did enough to get a win against an admittedly tough Chargers team, especially offensively, a lot of weapons there. And on defensive side of the ball, they have a lot of weapons there as well. So to get the win, kudos to the Lions. But they realize they don't sit on their laurels. They don't rest on the win. They say, hey, we really need some help on the defensive side of the ball. And you bring a guy in. So from that aspect, I really like what the Lions are doing here, Nick, and I think this could be a strong move for them going forward.
And I've looked at their roster, and I just went through their depth chart real quick to double check. I don't think there's anybody on this Lions depth chart, and Lions fans, if I'm wrong, please correct me, that has a Super Bowl ring. Irvin has a Super Bowl ring. He's made the deep playoff push. He's gone through the ups and downs of a season in which you're expected to do a lot like the Lions are right now, and has succeeded, culminating with a run to the Super Bowl and performing big, upsetting the Denver Broncos. That's when the Seahawks beat Denver after the 2013 season. That's when Irvin got his ring. He's gone through that process. He's a savvy vet. He knows what it takes to win a Super Bowl. He knows what a team needs to do to win a Super Bowl. This is a smart move by Campbell and Holmes, I think, recognizing that not only do they need help in terms of just production as an additional pass rusher, but right now, they are a legitimate Super Bowl threat. If you look at the NFC, the Eagles are very beatable. It seems every week they escape. The 49ers are awesome, but if they are even a little banged up, they are extremely beatable. We know Dallas is very beatable. We know the Seattle Seahawks are kind of up and down week to week. The NFC South is a dumpster fire. The NFC is kind of wide open for a playoff run, and we know the Lions can beat a team like Kansas City because they beat a team like Kansas City week 1 in Kansas City. So Holmes and Campbell are right now thinking, hey, we got a real shot at making a run to a title here. But two things that could trip us up is inexperience for a playoff push and maybe one additional pass rusher. And they got two birds with one stone with this Irvin signing. I think it's one of those low risk, high reward moves. And I think this is definitely leaning more towards high reward. This is another great move by the GM. And I think it fits exactly what Dan Campbell's looking to, because you better believe they wouldn't bring in a guy who wouldn't fit in the Colts, be a really good team guy. So no matter how you look at it, this move checks every box. Great job by Detroit here.